Yeah, this is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I'm playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing is the AMX 5100, and the map is Sand River. This tank is a Tier 8 heavy tank on the French tech tree. We're also playing an assault map, and this is one of my favorite maps, and I think that this tank will excel at this type of a map. I decided to take the safe route. Even though it's a relatively fast tank, I probably would have made it there quickly. They've already got a scout out there. And that T-37, I don't know if he's an auto-loader or not. You really want to assault immediately. There's no reason to wait. You want all your allies to do it, and I do it all by myself if I have to. Because if you wait, your allies will never come. You don't want them to take all the good positions and things like that and set up a good defense. I mean, there's no way this guy could defeat me.
Permission to engage. One of our trucks is damaged. Penetration. They killed our driver. We're covering his position, but not very well. Let's find another target. We didn't even scratch them. Enemy vehicle destroyed.
So I'm going to reload. So it's going to be difficult. They have a T-28 prototype and another tank. Oh, no good, no good. They got a T-69, but I'm not reloaded yet. Ouch!
This vehicle is had it.
Okay, so as you can see, my team is a bunch of chicken shit players. You've got all of them way back. None of them are in attack position. That explains it. You know, the only tanks that came up front were the light tanks. The Low and the Black Prince and the Panther are going to sit back there. So basically, the spotters are gone, the light tanks. And the light tanks never last very long. They're usually gone in the first couple of minutes of action. So now all those guys in the back that are camping, they're getting assaulted. The enemy team is going after them. I mean, it's pathetic. The enemy team is literally assaulting these guys. That's how bad it is. All the games I played in the past month or so since I started playing again, this is one of the few I've never seen such a lousy a lousy assault. The enemy team is absolutely taking advantage of this retarded team, and there's no way that we're going to win. And like I said, when I went over there, it was me against 3 tanks. And obviously, we had 2 more tanks back there. It could have been 3-on-3. And we were all Tier 8s, and they had 1 Tier 8 that doesn't have a turret. You know, the T-50 was a Tier 6. These guys are afraid of a Tier 6 tank. And the KV-85 was a Tier 6 tank. You know, they're getting destroyed by low-tier tanks. So it was really bad playing for my team. Bad strategy. I'm the only one who really gave it a shot. These guys are in the back here doing their sniping thing, and they don't understand that they're supposed to be assaulting. You know, if the enemy team does nothing, my team loses. The enemy team has to do absolutely nothing, and they will win. And I've had games like that before. I've had games where we just sat there and the enemy never came. I'd be on a defending team, and we would just sit there, and the enemy would never come, and we'd win. It happens. So now they got to fight twice as many tanks as they could have. which is sad. I'm going to get into another game after this with the AMX 5100. Very bad playing style. Now we've got our sniper. And he's way too far back. I don't know if you saw my There's a video I did on Erlenberg where I had a Hellcat. And I was sitting at one end, and the enemy was at the other end. And they were all spotted by my team, but they were right beyond the 500-meter range, which means I couldn't see any of them. Now this Waffenträger, he can hit these tanks over here, right? Because they're within the 500-meter range. But the tanks that are further across the map that we spot, he can't hit them. Because once you get beyond, he's too far back. Once you get beyond 500 meters, he won't even see them. And we'll be sitting there battling these tanks while he's sitting there twiddling his thumbs. The only tanks that he can attack are the ones that leave the defensive positions and cross into the north. And that's why those guys are completely useless. You know, they do a great job when the game is over, but during the game they don't quite do so well. He's getting nailed pretty hard. So what he's doing is he's spotting that tank and he's going to shoot him. And the KV-85 won't be able to do anything about it. Well, the KV-85 is now unspotted. Watch me, don't kill me. Oh, he's going to kill himself? Okay, he's going to blast probably into the wall to kill himself, to get the blast damage. He's so happy that he's going to kill himself. Except for the fact that he hasn't done it yet. Oh, he's trying to find a wall that he can blast himself against. Well, he's dead now. So, as you can see, instead of taking on enemy tanks, he was trying to kill himself. And he couldn't even do that. That's how bad of a player he was. I'm an SPG. Okay, we're going to get into another game. Hopefully this one will be more successful. Let's see how we're doing. Does he have a better gun? Okay, there is a better gun, but it's got a much longer reload time, which is why I haven't played it yet. Unfortunately, you can't pick whether you're going to be in a high-tier game or a low-tier game and equip yourself properly, which is sad. Although they are making a change to one of the maps where they're going to show you the map before you play. But I don't know if it's going to be team battle or domination, I believe is a new game mode that they've created. Okay, so this is a regular game. I'm going to go to the northwest. And hopefully it won't be so bad. My goal is to kill like 5 or 10 tanks. With one shot. If you look at the enemy team, you'll see that a lot of those tanks are slow. Like the Low is going to be a slow tank. The T-29 should be relatively fast. The KV-5 I'm not sure, but if it's like the other KVs, it's going to be slow. The Pershing is probably a moderate speed, if it's anything like the Super Pershing. SDA-2, I don't know. It could be fast because I think the Japanese tanks and the higher level should be faster. I was spotted, which is really bad for me. People are going to nail me from all over the place.
Enemy is hit. We didn't penetrate their armor. Enemy armor is damaged.
Okay, so it looks like they killed my ally. I'm going to go back to a position where I can reload my tank. And now we know we got a easy tank and a difficult tank, and you can see my allies are chicken. They got a Panther. Panther should be a fast tank. They're afraid. They've got afraid. Yeah, come on, SU-100. Why don't you go over there? See what happens. Okay, the AT fell back.
Penetration. Enemy armor is damaged. Armor tracks is damaged. We didn't penetrate their armor.
Got tanks back at my base. Oops. This guy really have to bump into me.
Penetration.
I mean, he's got the whole entire map to play on. Why does he got to be right next to me? The whole map is not enough for him. Mr. T-28 prototype with your Armani 2013. Okay, so I've got 7 seconds left. I'm going to go out before I'm fully reloaded. They've got a lot of tanks, so we still have to be careful. They only had 2 tanks on our side, and we had 4 or 5. I think we had 5 because we lost one. And it was too much for us. And one of them was like a tier 6. So they were able to hold back my allies over here, the Panther and the Tiger. Come on, A43. Let's see what you got.
Penetration.
T-32 is going to be obviously a little bit more difficult of a tank. If it wasn't for my low hit points, obviously I would have been able to hit him like 4 times. So the Panther, I don't know what he's doing over there. He sees a T-32 coming at him, and he's in the line of fire. That was really stupid of him. I mean, he should have been somewhere in the back there where the T-32 had to come out more. Well, they're going to win. But the good news is I get to play another game. I'm at the end of my playing day. This is going to be one of the last tanks I played today. I played, obviously, a lot of games today. And had a few dumb games. AMX 5100. So that was Karelia. Okay, let's see if we get a better team. Erlenberg. What I don't understand is that it's a Tier 8 game. In order to be in Tier 8, you've probably had to play a couple thousand games. Second of all, they've played all these maps over and over and over again. Third of all, you don't lose anything when your tank dies. They probably all have a bunch of tanks. Maybe they don't have 30 like I do, but they all have 5 or 6 tanks. They probably all have 6 tanks. And there's no consequences for dying. And these people play like it's real.
Let's go.
So this is Erlenberg. I'm going to go over to the east side, which might be a little bit of a mistake. I am a Tier 8 in a Tier 10 battle. That means that it's going to be difficult for me to hit the frontal armor of enemy tanks. So the best thing I can hope for is to hit them on the side, which means I'm going to try and go here into the middle area. And it is possible to get to that island. At least it was before they made changes. However, it was not easy to get out. They've got 2 enemy artillery units, which could be good targets for me. I'm going to make sure I hide well so nobody takes any shots at me. I'm sure if I go after their SPG, I'll run into their campers, and their campers will all be Tier 10 mega tanks or something like that. Pretty much all I can do. It's the only place where I'm going to have a fair fight. And it looks like we all went on the west side. They all went on the east side. We killed one of their tanks, and we're 100% clear on the west side. So
Ready to fire. Penetration. Target released. Truck hit. We've lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode.
there's always got to be a tank right next to me. Like, he's got the whole map, but he's got to be right next to me.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
I got killed by the enemy artillery, who I was looking for. I mean, why is that guy have to be right next to me? So let's watch the Bat Chat. Now the Bat Chat is a medium tank, but it is similar to the AMX 5100 in the terms of that it's made by the French and it's an autoloader. So there's going to be a similar playing style, although the Bat Chat's going to be faster and smaller. Well, you know what? Let's look at the AMX 5120. Now this is the Tier 9 version of the tank that I was driving. And as you can see, it looks a lot similar. I guess perhaps that gun looks a lot bigger. I'm not sure without seeing them side by side. And you can see we've completely lost on the east side. And they haven't found the enemy artillery yet, which really doesn't make any sense. They've got 4 tanks down there. The enemy artillery is probably on the east side because they want their allies to spot for them, so they're going to be on the east side looking for targets. If they're on the west side, they won't see anything. Well, that was a nice shot. Unfortunately, what he doesn't know is that there's 2 tanks behind him. Oh, there was an artillery fire. From right there. So I saw the artillery fire from K9. What I did was I lined up the tank. I know it wasn't a very accurate way of doing it, but there was a streak of artillery and there was a tank behind him, and I kind of lined it up and estimated where it was coming from. So he's basically doing a similar strategy to what I was doing, with the exception of the fact that he's not heading south.
One of our tracks is damaged.
A tree fell down across from him. So I saw a tree fall down, plus I saw a tank. Because I had a weaker tank, I was going to head south and scout their artillery and then go up behind the enemy, but obviously I didn't make it. Their artillery got a lucky shot in. It would be funny if he was shooting at that other guy. But as you can see, I mean, if that other guy didn't show up, I might not have darted out like that. I was trying to get away from him. I'm sick of other people bumping into me, using up the space that I need to hide in and things like that. Why was that guy there? And he like came out of nowhere. I could have sworn I was all by myself going down there, and then this guy just jumps in. And so it was, you know, like I said, I was trying to get away from him, and then the enemy slaughters me. Well, this guy obviously isn't trying very hard. I mean, he's not spotting, and maybe he's doing a 5-minute reload, perhaps, but he's doing his team absolutely no help by not trying to spot. All you got to do is peek out and hide, and you either see something or you don't. They all know where he is. Everybody's hiding. He's got no one spotting on his team. So you'll note that the Bat Chat has 5 kills, and guess what? The Bat Chat was on the opposite side of the map when we first saw him, and now he's actually gone all the way across the map to pursue targets, while these other guys like the STI and the AMX 5120 are sitting at the same houses that they've probably been in for a couple of minutes. It's really not a good playing style. There's only 6 tanks left in the game on either team, 2 of which are artilleries. He's completely dependent on his allies, and if his allies fail, he fails. That was beautiful. And the Bat Chat deserved that tank. The Bat Chat would have killed that tank because he would have had 4 to 6 shots while the other tank would have had 1. And the AMX 5120 apparently stole that kill. But it is a beautiful tank, and I look forward to getting one someday. One thing that happens, I'm never alive at this point of the game. I'm always one of the first tanks to die, but I often show up in the top 3 or ranked number 3 on the team, even if I'm the first one to die. And the people that play for 15 minutes and hide, they can show up number 1 also, but it takes them twice as much time. And a lot of the time they're just sitting here not firing. You have to get 10 penetrations to show up in the top 3. And it's not a firm rule, it's just like an estimate. If you get 10 penetrations, you probably show up in the top 3. How many penetrations do you think he gets compared to how many I got? We're both going to get 10 penetrations. Well, not for me in this game because I did die prematurely. But sitting and not firing for a large portion of the game doesn't help you. He took a couple shots. The magazine, let's say it holds 6 rounds of ammo. My style is I go find a tank, I unload 6 rounds of ammo, get 6 penetrations, try to kill him, go back and reload, try and fire 6 more. Get 12 total for my game. His is 12 total, but he takes 15 minutes to do it. And does he have a spotter? No, the Bat Chat is dead. So the Object 140 needs to do the spotting. Everybody's... Oh, see, there's an AMX 5120 on the other team, and he's got a long reload time. So he's hiding somewhere. They're all hiding somewhere. Okay, so they found one. And the AMX 5120 is extremely far from the tank that they found. And he is, I would say he's slow. He's being slow to reposition to engage that guy. I mean, his tank is moving, but he's moving very slowly. And it looks like all 3 of their tanks are down there. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I seem to think that that might be true. What I would do is I would advance through the houses, go to the hill on the other side, spot the other guy, wait for him to fire. Once he's fired, go in and nail him a couple times, which is now what the AMX 5120 is doing, but he's taking a long time to figure this out. He should not have gone that way, but, you know, he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't know how to play. He shouldn't go this way because obviously there are enemy tanks to his right. You'll note that they're avoiding the base because they don't want the enemy to know where they are. Yeah, see, this guy... Okay, so there's 2 of the tanks. Wow, he took a hit. Safe spot right here. He's going to go right by it, I bet. He could sit right there. Spot the enemy. Now he's telling one of the other tanks to advance. I mean, come on. Yeah, they've got 2 minutes left. They have to cap. The Artie should have gone to the cap, but he didn't. Now they're playing a high-risk game. It's going to end in a draw, probably, because nobody can win. I don't think he has enough time to cap. I mean, to be honest, he should just let them... Oh, no, he can't do that. Ah, shoot. Ah, idiot. Guy left the base. So now they've put themselves in a huge quandary. They've got a tank they have to kill. They probably have... Ooh, they got so lucky. Okay, it looks like there's one tank on the enemy base. We had one on the cap who got off. We were ahead. We would have won this. The tank they're going after is an autoloader who's going to destroy that tank destroyer at some point. And he's dead. Okay, that was very lucky. They had 21 seconds left to pull it off. They did a really bad job. It took way too long for them to do what they needed to do. I would have hunted them down a lot faster. This is interesting. I wonder if they're doing another 5 times victory. They're doing another 5 times for the first victory. Wow. So I got 3,400. Nothing special, nothing to cry about. Took me all day long to play all 30 tanks to get those victories. And I didn't finish. I had a few more, like my T-34. And now it's time to do it all over again. One more day. Okay, so that is the AMX 5100. I apologize to anyone about my rants about campers, but I guarantee you it's not a good playing style. If you see the battles where we have swift victories, that's where you figure it out. Okay, if you have any questions or comments, please post below.